Town Standish. Cool thing is, King's Dish right across the street right here just opened up. New restaurant / bar. Mr. King used to be my teacher in school. He owns it, maybe his family. But we want to give a shout out to those guys real quick on their opening day over there. They were packed.
Yeah, absolutely.
And then who we got with us today? We got Fuel the Heritage. What up, Kirk and Josh? Say what up.
Hey.
We got Kirk and Josh in the back. And then we got Lazy 8 Taxidermy here. And Mr. Donahue, Chad Donahue. It's a pleasure to have you. And I think that wraps up the intro for you guys and for us and what we're doing here. And today we're going to be talking about the buck pull. So before we go into some details, I think we got the specialist Chad Donahue. It's his first year starting this. And he's going to go ahead and give us some detail on what a buck pull is, where it's going, who we can expect there, and what we can expect to see.
Yeah, so thanks, Tyler.
Yeah, no problem.
Yeah, so buck pull, we were talking about it a little earlier. It's just a way for the community to get behind the firearm deer season. And the tradition in the Northwoods of buck pulls is really long standing. So we're looking to have all different families and groups of people to come out and celebrate with us the harvest of rifle season.
So when you say buck pull, what I imagine, maybe what Josh and Kirk back there imagine is, I'm thinking of like a pole with a bunch of deer hanging from it, and people who hunt these deer, if someone's of a big rack like what we got in front of us, they come in and you hang them on the pole, and it's like a trophy, and then you get an award, or there's what we have some different giveaways here. Can you explain what's going to happen with the biggest buck? So is it deer? Can a doe come in? Could you answer some of those questions maybe for me?
Yeah, absolutely. So the pole is 50 feet long, at least for this year. We can hang 35 deer on it.
And that's heavy. That's probably like 100 pounds of deer plus 35, probably 5,000 pounds.
Yeah, we were doing some calculating. So it's stout.
All right, so it's strong enough.
It's a big pole, and biggest deer wins, but we've also got awards for veterans. We've got awards for handicap, women, youth, and then just some random draws also, so that everybody kind of has a little chance to bring their deer up and go home with something cool.
Cool. That sounds like you're hitting big.
I see you also got some cool winners here for like biggest 4-point and biggest spike.
Yeah.
So this is open to everybody, not just the monster bucks.
We are in Aranac County, so we wanted to make sure
Everybody's got to win, guys. Everybody's got to win.
Take a nod to the 4-point.
So essentially, a buck pull is how everybody bragged about their buck before Facebook was a thing, right? Yeah. But you actually, it was like in the woods, and like you had to show up, and there was just. But I always thought there was 2 or 3. Everyone did their own buck pull in their yard. And then they did a deer camp. It's usually a smaller. So what I think you're getting at is you're bringing in the community. When you say bringing in the community, I think let's go into more business owners that are contributing some of these prizes and gifts to some of these winners. So you keep going in the community. When I think community, I think you're bringing in hundreds of people. This is going to be like a party right here at the Veterans Hall.
Yep.
Right there on 76, guys. The location we're talking about is in Standish on 76 at the VA, at the Veterans place there, right?
Yep.
What will be the
Veterans
actual
Club?
The Veterans Club.
It was the American Legion.
It's a Veterans Club. I've yet to be there. I'm a veteran, and I never showed up there. So that's the location. The who's coming? Hunters. Hunters of what ages?
All ages, hopefully.
All ages.
It's also important that all the proceeds from the buck pull are going to go towards the Veterans Club. And then we haven't talked to them about them yet, but the Sterling Sportsmen's Association, another important organization in our community, they do a lot of stuff.
They do hunter safety. I did my hunter safeties there.
Sucker tournaments for kids.
So I remember the sucker tournament.
Squirrel tournament for kids. Lots of community efforts, so we're hoping to help support them too.
Yeah, that's a big deal in a small rural community like ours is get out and support your local sportsmen's groups, your sportsmen's clubs like Sterling Sportsmen's. Most counties in Michigan have them, or there's one within a county or so of you. So get involved in stuff like that. It helps preserve our sport and gets new people in it and kids, and that's similar to why we've got Chad over here is putting the buck bowl together. We want to get some community involvement and bring your kids out. And
another thing on the Sportsman's Club, the one here in Sterling, they got a great indoor and outdoor archery range, so you can get out there in the winter, keep up on shooting your bow. They got a little workbench in there and everything, so you can work on your equipment. But pretty much, any Sportsman's Club like that, if you can get involved, it's definitely well worth it. And usually entry is pretty minimal. I mean, they just want you there. Some of them might not even have an entry or a yearly fee or anything like that. But if you have one in your area, definitely get involved with it.
All right. Well, that's a good take on that. Big community guys. Both those guys, Fuel Heritage back there, they always got a good input on community, and those guys embrace it as well. Going back to the community, what are some of the businesses that have gave? What have they contributed, and how are they involved with you? Could you give me an example?
So with a buck pole like this, the heart of it is the community, because we want to have prizes for you to bring your buck up and kind of celebrate that. And so the prizes are important, and in order to get the prizes, we've got to have tremendous community support. So our community here, Standish Sterling area, has been incredibly generous with our prizes. For this initial year of the buck pole, we're just shy of $6,000 of prizes. So just unbelievable support from the community.
That's like some of your business. Tan Man's got some of them brought up. Let's talk about some of them as he brings up. He's been popping them in nice there. I like that, Tanner. How you bringing them in? That's real hot, baby.
Ace Hardware gave us all the bolts and stuff for the buck pole.
Ace Hardware, that's down the street. If you guys don't know, we're in Standish downtown. If you just go about, I don't know, not an eighth of a mile right here. Ace Hardware's on the left. Everybody knows. What else we got up there, Tanner? I see Cliff's Bar. You can find my dad there pretty much every other day. He hangs out there.
Pizza from Cliff's Bar is kind of legendary. That's what they donated.
Yeah, he brings pizza home all the time. So yeah.
Ryan Klink at the design company. We can't do anything. Him and I were the initial spark, or we talked this through last winter. Yeah. And he's doing all the signage, and has been great for advice on getting a community event like this started.
He's a big community. He actually stopped in today where I was loading up some of his loadout, and he was driving by, and shout out to design company, stopped in. And we're going to see a lot of design company. Ryan Klink is very interested in doing marketing at the studio, and we're going to partner up, and we got some cool ideas for all these businesses that we're talking about. You guys also have opportunities to come in here at the Whatever Blows Your Hair Back studio, and you guys can run your marketing content, your streaming, your ad services right here locally in Standish, and we'll take care of all the businesses. And if you guys are just tuning in, I'm Tyler with Whatever Blows Your Hair Back, and we got Lazy 8 Taxidermy over here, Chad Donahue, and down here we got the Fuel the Heritage guys. These guys are both big hunting groups, and we didn't get even much into Chad. I want to touch on this, because I thought that this was the whole reason we wanted to talk, is you have a taxidermy company, a taxidermist.
Yeah, so I have Lazy 8 Taxidermy in Sterling.
Yep.
We're custom taxidermist, and so we're just trying to do a little bit beyond what the just stuff them and stick them on a wall type of thing. And
you do good work.
This is for me, we're pushing 40 years. So.
I know you are. You've done pretty much every mountain this whole community. He does the best mounts. Shout out to Justin Gorski, who's a Whistling Woodco.
Oh yeah.
Who does some of your plaques. I seen he did some work. You guys partner up.
With him.
And myself,
craftsman.
Gorski's a good craftsman.
Oh,
he's a Whistling Woodco. Tanner could probably maybe if he was. He's already on, and he'll bring him up. Drop whenever you get him, but that's Justin Gorski, does some local woodwork. And he's also, shout out Chicago Fabrications. Me and him's already done 3 projects with Chicago Fabrications, and every client's been happy because we use Gorski's wood shop. So special call out to him. He's got some of his woodwork. Look at that. His tables are freaking wow.
Oh yeah.
So he does good work.
Yeah, amazing.
So back at it. Before I got sidetracked, you guys got anything over there? You guys probably got some reserve rounds. Anything you want to talk about? All right. So we're going to go back to community support. One of the biggest ones was Lazy 8, and that's you. And look at this shirt. He brought me this shirt and hat.
That's nice setup.
Man, it matches the sign behind us. We're just having a blast in here. I just love it.
Are those hoodies going to be available for purchase at the Buck Bowl?
We'll sell them at the pool. Yeah.
Just hoodies or hats, or what do you got?
Just hoodies this year.
Okay.
Yeah, this is one of the perks to this gig right here. What's up, Tan? Look like you had a hat on too. Yeah.
Tanner, you have Sequins Lumber over there?
Oh, we got to give Adam over at Sequins Lumber a what up shout out, which is across the road on the other corner. You guys are all here. We're looking.
Tanner's looking for that.
Talk a little bit about Sequins.
It's hard to have a buck pole without the actual pole.
I was wondering where you got the wood from.
And so all the wood was donated by Sequins Lumber for the pole. And like I said, it's 50 feet long, and that's a lot of lumber.
Man, I love Sequins Lumber. I go in there, and Adam helps me out so much. He doesn't give me a hard. I don't care if it's one screw or whatever it is. Adam's there to help me find it, and you can't get that anywhere else, that kind of service. So Sequins Lumber is awesome. We got Sequins on there. Tan Man. Ooh, who we got?
Yeah, we were talking about these.
We both got these 2 knives. Tell them about these homemade knives.
So this is some of the prizes that we have are from Malash Handmade Knives. He's a handmade knife maker in Gladwin. He's been in Blade magazine several times, and is just, I mean, he's got working knives all over the world.
Malash right there. Cool logo. It kind of looks like like I feel like a tomahawk, the MHK with the K and the H.
So amazing handmade knives right here in Michigan and locally, and
he made
a big
these
supporter of the buck bowl.
So when these guys make these gifts, do they allocate who you give the gift to? It's like, this has got to go for the young ones, or is this a big buck one?
A little bit we do that. I've talked to the suppliers about what they would like their stuff to go to. Sometimes it doesn't matter. Another one that we have that we need to talk about, Tanner, is Freedom Rental and Guns and Ammo. That's Ken Haynes down there. He was incredibly generous. He just did some stuff with the shop with a cop organization too. But Ken's got that down there just on the curves, just south of Standish. And so he gave a youth deer shot. It's like a shotgun upland combo.
Yeah.
So he gave a youth model of that, and that's going to be one of our Mossberg. Yep. That's going to be one of our general draws. So any kid that hangs a 16 and under that can hang a buck on that pole, we're going to pull the name out of a hat, and one of them's going to walk away with a brand new gun.
That's a sweet gift. See, that's what I want to talk about. So which gift is to which prize? So you just said that's out of a raffle. So break this down, is everyone that's going on the buck pull, they hang it up and they get a ticket, and then you got to pull the ticket of their deer, no matter what the size, species, or female, male.
Yeah. Chad, take us down a little bit of the details of the poll, like, you know, you're maybe some of the
there's no money to enter,
the categories. What's the plan?
So, Kirk, what we were trying to do was we were trying to spread it out a little bit. We didn't want to just have giant bucks. We wanted to celebrate everybody's harvest. It doesn't have to be a giant buck. I mean, you're filling the freezer, and that's the most important part. We've got awards for heaviest doe, heaviest buck. We've got a whole bunch of high score bucks for size of antlers. We've got youth ones for high score buck, women, veterans, handicap. The Fuel the Heritage guys were joking about the 4-point and the spike, but I think those are important too. Those are eligible for awards. And then we've got those general draws. And one I thought was cool that we came up with was first on the pole. So whoever hangs the first deer on the pole, they get a prize too.
Oh, so that's the early bird. They're taking the beast down. They're going to harvest, find it, and get it to that. You know what? That's probably one of the harder ones to get the first one.
That's probably
Wait for the big buck. Gotta wait for the big buck.
So one thing we touched on too was if for some reason one of the prizes isn't claimed or isn't a harvest eligible for it, then that prize would just go into a general drawing prize. So let's say there's no youth doe turned in, then that prize would be into the general draw, so everybody would be eligible to win that prize.
And then the general draw is just anybody that hangs a deer.
Yep.
If you bring a deer to hang when it's the award time for the evening, Those names all come out of a hat, and everybody that hung a deer is eligible to win those. It doesn't matter the size or the category or whatever. All those are available. So we have 3 as a minimum, but like
you can
Josh,
bring multiple. One guy can bring multiple deer.
Yeah, you could bring.
Oh, I didn't know that.
Yeah, whatever's legal.
Nice.
And
Yeah, whatever. I didn't know that. I thought you could just enter your one deer. I mean, you fill the buck pull up pretty quick. A bunch of guys bringing in 3 deer.
what's your entry fee? Like $300?
So a little less than $300, Josh.
Say,
We're
whoa,
gonna
man.
go, $10 for an entry fee.
$10 entry fee.
No pre-registration, and we're also going to give you some raffle tickets for that. We haven't gotten to that yet, but indoors in the hall, we've got 30-some items for raffle in there, and you'll be able to buy tickets for those. And so when you register,
You're winning all around.
You'll pay $10 to register, but at the same time, we'll give you some tickets to throw in the buckets
Yeah,
inside
that's
there.
a win. So you can keep winning throughout the day. You could win the pull. You could win items. You bring 3 deer. You get 3 tickets. You could win 3 items. That's a pretty cool gig. And if only for $10 to enter. And let's not go and forget about this food, pastries, bake sale, hamburgers, hot dogs. What's up? This is the best food line ever. I'm looking at this like I'm showing up for breakfast and I'm not even bringing a deer.
Well, don't show up for breakfast.
I'm not breakfast. Well, they're in the morning.
Hunting.
Well, I mean, in the morning, if you're going to kill the deer, get them out. I'm thinking it's like 8 in the morning, get that first buck, the first one on the pole. You better get there at 7 a.m. if you're racing for that shot.
Yeah, that would be true. But we don't open until noon.
Take down Bambi. Oh,
so
these are good. These are good things. All right, so noon.
So when can you show up with a deer?
Yeah,
what
noon is when we open.
Okay.
Yeah.
So you show up with a deer at noon with $10. You're in the game. And a deer.
Well, $10, not $10.
Well, yeah, I got to, in this context.
Yeah.
Oh,
Conservation officers.
yeah. That was good.
Yeah, Phil and Craig will be
Rarely do you
waiting
get to do that play on words in one sentence, man. But I did it.
But yeah, so the poll opens at noon, and it will go until 10.
10 at night.
10 at night. The awards will be given at 9. And you have to be registered by 7. The deer have to stay on the pole until 9:30, so everybody can view them. But after 9:30, we'll be shutting her down, and we'll see how it shuts down. But we'll be helping people get their deer down and stuff. That's right.
The buck pole is on the 16th, so Saturday.
Nice. Yeah,
but the harvest must be from Friday or Saturday, correct?
You can't have a deer just hanging out.
It can't
and
be
bringing
a bull harvest. It has
smelling
to
up
be
the pole
from the firearm season.
There's some shiesty guys out there. I mean, they might have one in the freezer waiting just to get there.
I say that because Kirk shot a 10-point in bow season. I don't want him showing up with that.
Yeah,
That's what I'm talking about.
To be eligible, it's got to be either killed in the rifle season, either the 15th or the 16th. It's got to be a Michigan deer. It's got to be harvested legally, obviously, following the MDNR guidelines for harvest.
Think the DNR are going to show up?
We're definitely going to have them.
Oh,
there.
yeah, be a
to those
supporter.
guys, they'll be there. MSP is going to be there for a visit. The Sheriff's Department's going to be in and out.
Shout out Sheriff Masiski. We invited you on this podcast, and you forever will have an invite. And we're inviting you again so we can talk about the police. We police our own around here and how we can contribute and push the narrative that you need in this community. That's how I feel about this year.
That's inspiring.
Yeah, man, that's what I'm talking about. I love to be inspired. So that's before, what we forgot? We didn't get to talk about, I know you wanted to talk about your company a little bit on who helped you support your family. Did we go over that? I feel like we skipped that, and I seen that in your notes.
I think that's all right. Just all we were just introducing all of us and just to introduce myself. So I'm actually a teacher. I teach in Gladwin.
That's what I wanted to get out of you.
So,
biology teacher?
So I'm a biology teacher in Gladwin. This is my 25th year. Retiring after this year. Going back into full-time taxidermy, but we also have an apparel business. That's how you got that.
This is a nice shirt.
It's called Lazy 8 Outfitters. We've got a photography business. We've been selling photos to magazines here for the last bunch of years.
We got an entrepreneur over here.
Quite
the entrepreneur.
He's ready for retirement.
No sleeping. It's going to be all working.
I know what that's like, man. I think everyone in this room works real hard, actually. We all know what that's like. Let's So we got a few. Did you want to say anything about the bike? I think it's really cool. You're a science teacher and biology teacher and inspiring, and you motivate the young youth to be great.
Yeah, I love it. I'm not sick of it. I'm gonna head out on a good note.
Well, that's how you want to do
I still love
it.
going to work every day.
Hey,
What age are they?
you don't
Ryan?
have any Tylers in your classes.
Oh, you got
now.
any guys like me?
We were talking about mentioning Corey, and I did have Corey in class.
Oh, yeah.
You had Corey, my brother Corey.
Oh yeah.
Oh, I thought you were a teacher. You're a teacher here or in
Well, I did my
Gladwin?
student teaching in Standish.
Oh, you have
And
my
while
brother
I was
Corey?
a student teacher.
You have my
I
brother
had-
Corey?
Way back.
And I'm going to tell you, as
Oh.
a student teacher, I learned some stuff.
Yeah. Had one,
Oh, shut up.
Yeah,
Oh, yeah.
one-
So I appreciate that.
one
so
meat
thank you,
check
Corey.
student.
Yeah,
and then
thanks,
he,
Corey.
and then he bounced to a different district.
I got a story from Corey. I was sitting in class and I just hear some yelling and fighting in the hallway, and it was my brother Corey, and it was, he was a feisty guy in high school, and I think he got a name for that, and
That's why you guys fight.
and that's why I'm a fighter. And if you guys are just tuning in, I'm Tyler. Whatever blows your hair back. And Whatever Blows Your Hair Back Studio is a sweet boxing club.
Flipping it back.
And I'm a boxer, and we had to flip it back. So if you're just tuning in, we got Chad Donahue to my left, and to my right, got my high school friends with me, Josh and Kirk, and they're with Fuel the Heritage. And today we're just bringing you the message on the buck pull. And I think we're driving it home. What do you think?
I think it's going good. We got a lot of good stuff happening there. As you said, we've got food there. The Veterans Club selling pasties. They're going to be having a bake sale that same day, and they've also got hamburgers and hot dogs, and I'm not sure what all else they've got. Bar's going to be open as long as you're over 21. You can have a drink to enjoy the buck pull with. We've got music. We got a DJ. It's High Energy Entertainment with DJ Clue. I don't know if you know him,
Jeez,
but
man. DJ Clue better know DJ Whatever Blows Your Hair Back's going to be there, and I'm going to be checking him out.
yeah, check him out.
I'm
He's amazing.
I've
High-
DJ'd some parties
They call him
before.
High Energy for a reason.
You
And then we're going
gotta
to have
be.
a little bit of live music, too. We have some students from Standish Sterling that are going to do a little bit of live music from Standish Sterling High School. One's my daughter, and then some of her friends.
What
So
can we expect to hear? What kind of music?
some excellent, well, maybe not.
What
relaxed.
genre? How would you describe it? What music genre? Are we listening to a Britney Spears? Are we going into a girl band group? What are we working with?
I am not the best one to ask.
You gotta
about
put it-
music
you got-
genres, but if you want to talk dead animals, I'm your man.
You are right there. You
But it
are
will
the
be
dead
good
animal
music.
man.
It is good music.
Cool. So your daughter will be playing. It'll be inspirational as well.
It'd be awesome. And then the raffles are inside. We've got over 30 items for there. And one of them, some of the bigger ones that are in the raffle are trail cams. We've got
It's a pretty bigger one
whole
right
bunch
here.
of those. Those came from Standish Milling. And they were
Holy.
funded by Nichols Timber. They were a big supporter of the buck pole. And so
Sorry. So we got a couple trail cans from Standish Milling.
we've got 9 total.
Oh, 9 of them.
9 trail cams total
Wow.
for the different
Wow,
categories.
those are really great gifts, and they're expensive.
We
and I
got
know.
a brand new chainsaw.
Wow, is that 8th Hardware?
Nope.
Oh,
that was-
sorry.
That's Ken Haynes again down at
Holy-
Freedom Rental.
Holy,
Brand new
Ken
chainsaw.
Haynes is the man. Giving away. You know what your chainsaw is, man? I don't know what chainsaw is, but they're all expensive. I just bought one and made big decisions at the store buying it.
We've got just so everybody has a chance. That custom knife goes with the biggest buck, but just so everybody has a chance at that custom knife from Malash Handmade Knives. That is also in the raffle, so everybody's got a chance for that one.
Got some whitetail mineral. I got him pulled up. Speaking of Corey.
Speaking of
him
Corey,
back there.
and
That's
So
there. That's
what's
where
that?
we're going.
Pops Loose Moose.
We're going with the
yeah, best company out there for your minerals. Look at it.
Look
What a
at that.
logo.
Beautiful.
Northern Edge.
Man, Northern Edge brand. We got some. What do we got here? Some brown. I don't even want to say the wrong names. I know there's a couple
Yeah.
names up there.
Food plot.
Make sure we-
He's got
we
the
have-
toss and sprout.
We got Toss and Sprout.
Toss and sprout.
Every category has some Northern Edge product as a prize for that, and then another big one for us was Retaichek Farms. Almost every category of prize, including the raffle, has some corn from Kurt Retaichek and his family. Out there.
Kurt and Craig. Craig, what's up, Craig Retaichek? I see you at the mill all the time.
Check, 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 check.
And then we talked about
I love knives.
King's Dish here across the road from where
Mr.
we're
King.
at right now, but we've got some gift certificates from them.
Oh, yeah, we
and then
got
a
them,
whole
too.
bunch of other restaurants.
Oh, there's the
here
King's
in
Dish right
town.
there. Look at that. I like to play. We'll take a little. The King's Dish. So Mr. King
nice play
making
on
a great
words.
dish
Yeah, I
and
like it.
put the play on the word in its stand dish.
And all the sunrise towing.
We got Sunrise Towing. Let's name drop some. Let's go down to the ones we. Oh, we got
SSI,
Richardson's
give
out
the
there.
Classics, the Richardson's, SSI, always supporting.
Oh yeah, they were tremendous help for us. They've got gas cards for us, $50 gas cards, and so a whole bunch of different categories win those plus a raffle.
Man, I hope we didn't forget anyone. We've been saying we've been giving all you guys a right down the stand.
Pro landscape.
Pro Landscape. We didn't forget
Proscape.
about Standish Milling. We
Jim
talked
Becker.
about you. Jim Michak
Nichols
at Standish Milling.
Nichols Timber.
So Nichols Timber was a big one for us. They donated some cash so that we could buy all of those trail cams.
Joe's Tables. I just seen a Joe's Tables on there.
Joe's
right there
Tables.
down heading to
Joe.
Omer. Joe's Tables on the
Feisty
left.
guy, you.
Yeah,
Good for
Joe. I know Joe. He sells tables. Cool. So I think we went over.
What's
Let's.
that, Kurt?
The distillery.
Oh yeah, Great Lakes Bay Distillery.
Yeah, it's
That's new up there by Mary's Country Corner,
Yeah,
up by
he's
Maple Ridge
been around, he's a
Road.
great guy.
They got things going up there. They're brand new, and I stopped in, talked to the ladies there, which were amazing, and what a beautiful facility they have there. But they've got some stuff going on up there.
Man, it sounds like we're giving away some cool prizes. We had a lot of community support. We just named off over a dozen businesses, big businesses in the city, and not to mention you guys and your guys. Fuel the Heritage is such a big hunter in the community. They also gave a raffle. What was it? Almost a month ago, you guys were in here
For the youth hunt.
for the
yeah.
youth hunt, doing
Yeah.
a big giveaway as well. So these guys are huge in the giveaway community too. And yourself, this is your first year, if I'm not mistaken, right? You're doing this,
Yeah.
and you went in and like, hey, I'm going to do this. I'm going to gain some flow, and it just blew up. I heard
It's a lot of
Yeah.
work, right?
it's a lot of work.
Yeah, it's become a little more of a job than I thought. So Ryan Klink and I talked about it last winter. Kind of had the idea. There's nothing going on in the community in November. There are some buck pulls, but they're kind of far away, and we just thought it would be a great opportunity to get the community together and get things rolling here. And this is the first year, but we've really gotten off to a huge jump, and we're looking to just build that as a really good Standish Sterling tradition as we go forward, and hopefully just keep growing and growing each year.
Well, I know we'll definitely be getting involved a lot more next year with you for sure, because we consider doing our own youth hunt buck pull after we did the youth hunt one, but we were going to do one during the rifle season. But then when I saw he was doing this, I kind of just laid back off of it. Figured we'd kind of see how this one went and want to jump in and help out as much as we can. We plan on being out at the buck pull for the weigh-in, try and do some video while we're there, hopefully do some interviews with some hunters, so we can get a video posted on our Facebook or YouTube channel for that, just so you guys can see how that turned out. But also, as I'm sitting here, I noticed the crossbow behind it. I don't think you mentioned that yet.
Yeah, bring that. I forgot all. Oh man, I'm so glad you brought that up. Bring that hot and greatness thing.
How could
I
you
want to hold
forget
it.
about the cross?
Holy man, we're playing with knives. We got this sucker right here.
Who wins that?
Who wins
So-
this?
Yeah, so the crossbow.
Dude, we should've had this.
We're
Where did
doing
that
that as general draw.
feel
Again, that crossbow came from Ken Haynes down there at Freedom Guns.
Freaking
and
Ken Haynes, man. We need to get him in here, Ken. Holy man. This thing's sweet. It's like Christmas in here. I got free clothes and freaking crossbows coming in and playing with.
Easy now, buddy.
Oh, sorry, guys. I got a little excited.
I know that you had it on there earlier. I saw they had Deshays Masonry was one
Yeah.
of the logos that you had.
We'll
So
pull that up again.
yeah,
Pull that
so,
up. We'll go back at him.
Our other general draw is Millennium Tree Stand, and
Oh,
that
yeah.
was again
Standish Mine.
brought to us by Deshays Masonry.
Thanks, Corey.
He sells the-
Yeah.
Corey's the man.
Corey says that's the tree stand that he likes. It's the most comfortable, so that's the one he got. For,
And Corey shoots
us.
even bigger bucks than the other Corey.
Holy Corey and Corey, you guys are in a competition for Millennium Tree Stand. And you guys are both giving away Millennium Tree
I didn't say
Stands.
which Corey. I mean,
I think that
I
was
think
a
we
great.
all
I was
know.
thinking what you were
I
thinking.
think we all know which Corey.
I was thinking what he was thinking. We love both Corys. Man, we're having a good time here. So I think let's just kind of go through, make sure we covered everything. We got to touch on the rules. We talked. It was a $10 pre-registration. We mentioned.
No pre-registration.
No, I
Yeah.
repeat, no pre-registration.
You just show up. You show up
Just
with your
show
deer.
up.
We'll unload it. I guess we should throw that out there too. So,
You unload deers too.
Richardson Equipment. They're going to supply one of their tractors. They're right across basically right across the road from the Veterans Club.
Oh, the Kubotas.
So they're gonna
I love that
supply us tractors so we can hang those deer
They're
there.
gonna sell that one slightly used.
I want the discount. I'll take the one off the shelf, the show
With
one.
the
the
deer
show,
blood all
The
over.
one
It's
with
got
the-
deer blood on
we're
it.
gonna
That's got.
we're gonna keep it clean and take good care of it.
Shout out
They got a power
Richardson's.
washer.
Shout out Richardson's, and you know I want to buy your building right there across the road at Mississippi's, the Mississippi's building, and I just think it'd be great for me, and we could just have a boxing studio there, and it'd be so fun. Anyways, I just had to say that.
Kyle came through too. We've got some oil changes and stuff from Richardson Automotive as prizes in the mix too. So
Did
Yeah,
you,
Kyle was the one I talked to about it. Kyle.
Did you mention how you were gonna be scoring these deer?
yeah, so we want to talk about that definitely. One of the big priority maybe isn't the right word, but we wanted to make sure that the biggest buck won for the poll, because sometimes you can have polls depending on how they're scored. You can have I don't want to say lesser, but maybe a smaller buck ends up winning the poll, and people get a little frustrated with it. So we were trying to come up with a system to figure that out, and so Sterling Sportsman's was a great resource for us for that. We had a pretty lively discussion of what we thought would make the best buck, and so what we came up with, we just finalized that 2 nights ago, was we're going to take length of each point above where the main beam would cross for each point. You've got to be considered a point, it has to be an inch or larger.
So the main beam.
Yeah, so that's
guy like me don't know these terminology.
right. So
beam.
no, that's one of your points. The main beam's what all the other ones come off of there.
Okay, all right, okay.
We going
Yeah.
over the points.
So if we go right here,
Point
got it.
education.
so let's just use an example. So you're gonna measure from point A to B right here. You're gonna measure that distance.
Well, not yet.
No. That's the spread.
Kirk, get on this.
I don't know. I'm trying to learn.
We need
All right,
somebody
let's
with
teach
some
this guy.
authority.
Yeah.
Continue.
So,
The hand model.
especially that brow tine on the inside, I don't think that's going to go an inch. So we're not. It's got to be an inch for us to count
Right,
it.
can't count.
It's probably close, but if you're an inch or bigger, we're going to measure the length of each point. That'll give us some good size. The second measurement we're going to do is the main beam. Kirk will show us that one.
All the way down. Oh, you're
All the way to
measuring
the
the
end.
beam, not the distance. Ah.
Yeah, deer guys like that.
Oh,
so big
man.
main beams are
Big
good.
beam.
Inside spread.
What's the inside spread? That's what I was talking about.
The,
No,
the widest inside.
widest
Oh.
point that you can get on
Oh,
the
I was
inside,
wrong
so-
again. I was in the front, man.
Yeah, from that one.
I'm
Yep.
learning a lot right now.
48 inch.
And then we also wanted to allow for mass, but though, like on a Boone and Crockett scoring method, that mass is kind of tedious to do,
Girth.
and it takes a long time. So what we were trying to do was have an accurate scoring method that just didn't take too much time,
Yeah.
because then we're
You're not going here.
right.
Yeah, you have to do
So
a 5
we're just
measure.
going to do the base. So we're going to take circumference at the base right above the burr.
Which is good because that's your biggest part of the horn.
Right. Usually. We'll add all
It
those.
should- yeah, unless it's a webbed, one of those web
Yeah,
deer,
that would
like
yeah.
a moose.
Like
What
a-
do they call those?
yeah,
a web
no-
mount.
So that also will have the conservation officers talking with that person if they bring a moose in.
Not. You guys heard it right from us. Do not be shooting any mooses.
Whitetail
Moose.
only.
I don't pops loose moose.
Mooses. Yeah. I don't even think mooses is a word.
That's why I
either,
corrected it. I'm bad with that. Sorry guys,
What are
I'm
you, a
really
teacher?
bad with the context of word, but I think it's got a sweet
but,
style.
we're hoping that will give a really good representation of a buck, but it's also efficient for us to be able to
Doesn't take 40
do
minutes
some
to do
scoring.
one deer.
That's right.
Yeah.
I don't do any deer hunting myself. My cousin's coming up. He's not even from the community. He's just coming up to help with the buck pole, and he's gonna be the official scorer. He has no connections with the community, so he's gonna be our impartial official scorer.
That's a good point. I mean, if you're seeing this and you live in Saginaw and shoot when you want to come up, I mean, it's open to everybody. You don't have to be a Standish resident, correct?
Just got to kill that buck in Michigan and be here by 7.
Yep.
Is what we're looking for. And
so everybody that's out in
truck trails.
that hunts the truck trails every year, if you come up and you hunt anywhere in Aranac or Gladwin County and you shoot a buck, come down to M61, head east, come into Standish, bring your buck to the pole or your doe. There's
Doesn't
prizes
matter.
for does. Doesn't matter.
Yeah, it doesn't
or if
matter.
you don't even get a deer, come
You
look
can
at
do-
the bucks.
You can go there and do.
There's some awesome buck poles around the state. There's one in the Thumb and there's one in Indian River in particular. That has turned into like a town party.
We're doing that. Kirk.
That's what we're
Yeah.
trying to
That
do,
way.
Kirk.
We're heading
That's
that
what
way.
we're
I'm
breathing.
So
We're heading
if
there.
Yeah,
you can
feel
come
it.
out,
You feel it?
please, like, especially people
not as much as
around
you,
our
but
community now, even if you don't get a deer, just come up and see the buck bowl and let's grow this thing.
And the raffle.
And you can get in the raffle.
In the
Yeah.
raffle.
Get some food, have a
So-
drink, look at some bucks, get in a raffle, win a
the
prize.
deer.
Jesus, man, this sounds like a great time.
So every prize almost that's a prize for someone that killed a buck on the pole, almost all prizes were duplicates. And so for every prize that there is almost on the pole, there's the same prize. So just like we were talking about those knives, the biggest buck takes that we'll talk about. We should talk about that biggest buck award because it's over.
Let's
$1,000.
talk about it. Let's talk about it. Biggest finishes.
But that, like, you win, that biggest buck wins a knife, but we also have another knife that's in the raffle. So even if you are out there and you did not kill a deer those first 2 days, you just come on in, you still have a chance to win all of those amazing items that we have. So that we wanted to make it an event for everybody, just like you were saying, Kirk. Like, we just want to have a great celebration of the season.
Yeah.
And hopefully we're just going to keep growing as we go, and we just become a tradition here just like that. But this is the beginning step. You got to start somewhere.
I remember going to those as a kid, like the one in Indian River. We would go to that with my uncle, and I'll never forget that. That was the coolest thing I saw as a kid. Like, you see all these bucks, and it's great, and I'm pretty excited to grow that, right at home here.
Yeah, I think
Because there isn't really anything big like that in this area. I mean, there's a few local small, business buck poles, but
Lucky to get 5 or 10 to show up. And it's,
Sounds like what you're talking about is that we're gonna be the next big thing.
I don't know about
Exactly.
We're gonna do whatever blows our hair back. We are gonna show up with greatness. We are gonna have the biggest bucks in every community, and we
In
will
order to get the
prosper.
biggest bucks, dude, you gotta let them grow a little bit.
Dude, I don't know if you guys know, but I know a guy named Corey Michak, and when he goes hunting, he sees big bucks. He sees like 6 to 8 big bucks.
Yeah, but he lets them go, bro. He lets
He
them
names
go for
them.
a little bit.
He names them, and then if someone else kills him, he says that he kills his little fawn that he's been raising his whole life and watching grow, and he shames the person. I'm not saying I feel like hunters do that.
I don't know. We've mounted an awful lot of bucks for your brother over the years.
Oh, he's big. He's big
I
hunter.
think the first one I did for him was when
bucks.
he was in high school, and we're still
That
doing
10
it for him
point.
today.
Yeah, that 10
It's
point.
crazy.
He
Still
shot some
trying
big
to
bucks.
get
Corey's a
that
big
back.
hunter. He puts a lot of love into it, and he puts heart into it. So
No, he's
he
a good
loves
hunter.
it. And we all support him here, and he always supports us, giving us trail cams or whatever he gives us, whatever our event, and all of his products. And one of these days, hopefully, we'll get him in
see
here.
him on here. We
One of these days,
wanna see him
Corey Michak, we want you on the show.
We love you.
No one ever asked for me, but we're asking for you to show up.
For you.
Anyways, I'm getting off track again. Bring us back.
one quick thing here. So all of the money from the entries, there are no cash prizes being handed out from those entry fees, correct? That's all being donated back.
Right. So I think we need to just say that repeatedly over and
Yep.
over again. The community has been incredibly generous, so that all of the proceeds, like, I don't take a dime from from this buck pole. None of the other suppliers or sponsors take a dime. all of the money for the buck pole goes right back to the Veterans Club and right back to Sterling Sportsman's. And you were talking about pillars in the community at one point.
Yeah.
And those are two organizations in our community here that are pillars and do a lot for the community. So this was just a chance to do something fun with the community, but at the same time support those guys back when they're supporting everybody else in the community. So
Man,
I
I'm
think
all
we
about
can't
it.
say that. We cannot say that enough. That's where all of the proceeds goes, right back to
Yeah,
those
Tan
two
Man's
entities.
running them again, man. Good work, Tan.
Yeah,
man,
I
he
would
is doing
say-
so good over there.
For our community, the Sterling Sportsman's Club is probably one of the best for getting kids involved in the outdoors by far. I mean, almost everything they do there is trying to get kids involved or revolved around the kids, whether it's hunter safety or the sucker tournament or I think they do a squirrel,
Yep.
Squirrel tournament.
That's where I
They
got
do a
mine.
youth hunt,
That's
buck
Keith
pole.
Krajewski
Did
with
you do
the
a squirrel hunt?
tournament.
Tanner, did you
Yep.
squirrel hunt?
Back in the day, yeah, dude.
Man.
Waterfall hunting too.
We're just trying to mirror that with the prizes too. So the Veterans Club, we want to have veterans and handicap awards, and Sterling Sportsman's Club, we want to make sure we have youth awards. Women in hunting, no matter what type of hunting, whether it's deer hunting or for me it's upland hunting, women are the fastest growing group of hunters coming into the sport, and so we're just trying to mimic or match all that with the awards for the buck pole so that everybody's got a place there and we can all enjoy it.
Yeah, we got a hunting cabin, and we couldn't even go to it last weekend because our wives had a girls' weekend up there.
What
we
would
were
you
not
get?
allowed.
What would you get a woman hunter? I mean, you can get them the same things, but do you get a little bit more sexier? Like
No.
a little cut off?
No.
Baby, I want you to wear this for me in camouflage right here, like something.
Tyler's
nice like
obviously not married.
that. Nah.
He seems to have some
No, he's been talking
misinformation,
about
I
it heavily
think.
though.
I can tell you what our award is for the top women's buck. How's that?
Sorry, I don't want the seductive hunting clothing too far.
Yeah.
Too
So award for the top women's buck is we've got $50 off anything with me at Lazy 8. We've got a $50 gas card. We've got Pop's Loose Moose. We've got Northern Edge. We've got a $25 gift certificate from Red's Greenhouse. And we've also got
Sally Mrozinski out there. That's my aunt.
Yeah.
Shout out, Sally.
I love Sally. She's amazing. She's been a great supporter of me my whole career in Gladwin. So thank you, Sally. And then Dee Dee's Beauty Barn. We've got
Dee Dee.
some haircuts from there. So like when you say that, so we did kind of try to adjust the prizes to match what the prize was, for that one. It's like the youth. For the youth one, we've got free processing from Clemmers. We haven't talked about Clemmers up in West Branch. Mike's a new owner up there, or newer owner. And so he donated a full deer processing. We wanted the kids to have that one.
Shout out, Mike.
We got a Sterling Sportsman's hat for the kids. Hopefully trigger them to get involved with us. And then DJ's Country Store out there on 61.
Oh, yeah, DJ's out there. Yeah, it's a great
Yeah,
spot. Yeah,
so she
party
gave
store.
us some gift certificates, and that was a good place for kids to go. They could stop there and pick out the candy or chips or pop or whatever it is.
Community
that they
don't stop
wanted.
giving. Like, if you guys haven't noticed, we have been nothing but rallying off community business names of everyone that made this possible. And if you guys are just tuning in, I'm Tyler with Whatever Blows Your Hair Back, and we are here with the Buck Pole Hunters. We got my friends Kirk and Josh from high school with Fuel the Heritage, and we got Lazy 8 Taxidermy. And, yeah, that's who we got here.
I would assume too, if anybody listening or sees this and wants to add a donation, would you still be accepting them up until maybe just for the
we're-
general?
Yeah. So no.
That would be extra. That's like an add-on order. It's like, dude, the order's already packed. It's in the truck.
So
We're not
checking.
doing this.
So part of what we
talked about that earlier.
We had to have a cutoff because we're trying to make sure that all these businesses are so generous. The least little bit we can do is what we're doing right here
now.
is
Give
just
me
kind of give them a
exposure.
shout out.
Yep.
And then all of the signage for the buck pole is when I went to pick the background up for us today from Ryan at the design company, and all of the signage for the buck pole, like for the raffles and the games, and which we got to talk about that too. But all that's laying on the floor all over the place in there. So he's got to get all that stuff done. If somebody wanted to give some things, I think that would be great.
Go give him some help to get it done.
Yeah, we just can't. We can't.
Sorry, guys, we're not taking any more donations right now because the other people that went into this competition already came into it early, and we put the program together. So,
but for next year,
for next year, we'll take your money.
We'll put your name on
just give us your money, and we'll go.
And we had even after we had to cut the deadline off so we could get our stuff made. Even after that, I had 5 different businesses. As we started to promote it on social media around, people calling randomly, hey, I wanna support that, and we'd like to be involved, and so we're gonna get them set up for next year. And like I said, that's what I mean. Like when we were talking about that with Kirk, we really have the potential to grow here. We're in a great spot. We're the gateway to the north, and there's a tremendous amount of people traveling through here, and we wanna have an event, like you said, a community-wide party.
Well, and this, opening day of rifle season's always been a big deal around here.
Oh, it's like a holiday.
School's
no
been
school.
the entire time I went to high school, and even now, schools always close that November 15th, which is nice. That's a good way to help get the kids involved too. But they claimed it was for safety reasons and that, but I know it's just because all the teachers wanted to go hunting too. So
I'm sure that's part of it. You want to talk about that the
yeah, let's wrap it up. We're rolling in on like an hour, I think. We are.
Right. Yeah, we need to probably.
Let's wrap it. What are we thinking?
So I just wanted to mention. So our high score buck is over just a hair over $1,000 worth of prizes for that.
Oh, so the biggest buck.
Biggest buck on the pole, highest scoring buck on the pole.
So they get a club, like a group of prizes.
Yeah. So you get half off taxidermy through Lazy 8 Taxidermy. You get the Malash handmade knife. You've got Pop's Loose Moose mineral.
Over there.
You've got Northern Edge food plot seed.
Over there too.
A&W
root
gift
beer?
Certificate. You could have it all.
I
in root
love
beer if you
A&W
want.
root beer.
We've got a cellular trail cam as part of the award. We've got it's this one,
The
I
stealth
think, right
one.
here. Yep.
A bunch of different brands.
Yeah, we have a lot of for different categories. And then we have Sippin' Whiskey is a new business that's up in Sterling. Brandy's up there, and they gave some nice gift certificates for that. And again, we're trying to match to the category winner.
For
We're
sure.
not going to give the prize.
Put a lot of
to
thought
Sippin'
into it.
Whiskey
You put a lot of thought into it.
to the
Of course,
kids.
yeah.
Right. And so all these prizes are kind of a congregation of different things, so that it's a pretty diverse set of things. But that's over. It's just I think it ended up being $1,006 for that top prize on the pole.
That's pretty good.
Amazing.
That's a good W around here.
Yeah.
So, yeah, I think we went over everything. So, we went over where, the who's, the what, when is it? It's this Saturday. It is.
No.
I'm sorry.
Next Saturday.
That's why we're going. Next Saturday. And what time? Why don't you go ahead and give them a lowdown? I don't got the notes from here. You go.
Yeah, so what we're looking at is poll opens at noon. If you want that first on the poll, you're going to want to be there a little earlier. It goes until 10. Deer have to be hung by 7, and they have to remain on the pole until 9:30. Prize awards are going to be at 9. That'll give you about 2 hours to look at everything and kind of enjoy the event. And again, we want to stress that all of the proceeds for this go right back to the Veterans Club and Sterling Sportsman's. And what we're trying to build is just a sense of community here in the Standish Sterling area. And what better way to do it than the way that we're going to with these great organizations that we partnered with here. So I guess I would just ask that everybody come out and take a look. You're going to be smelling pasties cooking and seeing deer and hearing music and kids laughing and playing. Well, that's the only thing we didn't do was kids. We're gonna have kids games too, but you'll be hearing kids laughing and playing, and it's just
whole fun family activity for the weekend. Family
friendly,
family and community
Yep.
come together.
That's what we want.
Well, we're going to wrap it up, guys. You guys got anything? You guys safe rounds back here? Field Heritage?
No, I'm all set.
And
I
I
think
don't
we
got
hit it all.
anything. Once again, this is the Whatever Blows Your Hair Back studio in the center of Standish, Michigan. We're bringing you the best podcast, the best streaming, the video marketing content that you need, coming live from you right here in the